Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to English Talk Sessions, your cozy place to learn real English through honest conversations, useful vocabulary, and a little motivation along the way. I'm Mia.
And I'm James.
James, I have a question for you. Do you like going to restaurants?
I love restaurants, but honestly, I have a small problem.
A problem? Tell me.
So, last month I went to this new restaurant. Very nice, very quiet, a little fancy actually.
Okay, what happened?
The waiter came and asked, "Are you ready to order?" And I looked at the menu, saw a picture of something orange, and I just said, "Yes, I want the orange one."
The orange one?
The orange one. I had no idea what it actually was. I just pointed at the picture.
Oh, no.
It was extremely spicy. My face turned red in about 2 minutes. The waiter asked, "Sir, is everything okay?" And I said, "Yes, very good, very hot," with tears in my eyes.
That is such a common problem, James. So many English learners feel nervous at a restaurant. You don't know the words, you don't know what to say, so you just point.
Exactly. Pointing is easy, talking is hard. But today we're going to fix that. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to say, from walking in the door to ordering food to paying the bill. No more the orange one.
No more the orange one. This podcast is good for beginners and intermediate learners, so relax, listen, and repeat with us. The words today are simple and very useful. Okay, James, imagine this. You open the door and walk into the restaurant. A person comes to say hello. We call this person the host or the hostess.
Right. And what do they usually say?
Something like, "Hello, how many people?"
And if I'm alone?
You can just say, "One, please," or the full sentence, "A table for one, please." Say it with me.
A table for one, please.
And if you're with a friend?
A table for two, please.
Exactly. Just change the number.
Sometimes the host asks, "Do you have a reservation?" I never really understood this word.
A reservation just means a table that is already booked for you. You called before or booked online.
And if I don't have one?
You simply say, "No, we don't. Do you have a table?"
No, we don't have a reservation. Do you have a table?
And the host might say, "This way, please." That means follow me.
I like that one. Very clear.
Or sometimes, "I'm sorry, we're full." That means there are no tables right now.
What do I do then?
You can ask, "Can I wait?" or "How long is the wait?" Meaning, how much time?
How long is the wait, please?
Okay, now you're sitting down and the waiter brings the menu.
Ah, the menu. This is where I always get confused. Starter, main, dessert.
Let's make it simple. A starter is small food you eat first, like soup or a small salad.
Starter, small food, first.
Then the main course. This is the big food. Chicken, fish, pasta, pizza.
Main, the big food.
And dessert, sweet food at the end. Cake, ice cream.
Dessert is already my favorite word.
Mine too, honestly. Now, if you don't understand a word on the menu, what can you say?
What is this?
Good. Or more politely, "What is this, please?" Or the best question of all, "What do you recommend?"
What do you recommend?
It means, what do you think is good? The waiter knows the menu very well, so let them help you.
I like this question. Now the waiter has to think, not me.
Some people also have food problems. Maybe they can't eat something. Like my cousin, she can't eat nuts.
You can say, "I'm allergic to nuts." That means nuts actually make her sick.
I'm allergic to nuts.
Or if someone doesn't eat meat, they can say, "I'm vegetarian." Do you have vegetarian food?
I'm vegetarian. Do you have vegetarian food? These are genuinely useful sentences.
Very useful. Restaurants hear these questions every single day. It's completely normal to ask.
Okay, big moment. The waiter comes back and says, "Are you ready to order?" And this is exactly where you said the orange one.
Not today. Today, I'll teach everyone the 2 magic phrases. First, never say, "give me."
Why not? "Give me the pizza" is clear.
It's clear, yes, but it sounds a little rude, almost like a command. In English, we say, "I would like," or "I'll have."
"I would like the pizza, please."
Very polite. Or shorter, "I'll have the pizza, please."
I would like, or I'll have. Got it. Two magic phrases.
Exactly. And if the waiter asks about drinks, you can say, I would like water, please. You can also add still or sparkling.
Still water is normal water, and sparkling water has small bubbles.
Still water, please. And sparkling water, please.
One more useful phrase. If you need more time to choose, you say, Can I have a few more minutes, please?
I need this phrase every time. I'm always slow with menus.
Me too, honestly.
Mia, can I tell you one more restaurant story?
Oh no, another one?
A small one. After the orange one, I learned my lesson. Next time, I was very careful. I said, I will like the chicken, please. Very confident.
Good. What happened?
The waiter asked, would you like that grilled or fried? And my brain just stopped.
Oh no.
I said yes.
You said yes to a question with two options.
I panicked. Grilled or fried. 2 words, too fast, too much information at once.
Okay, let's learn these words properly. Grilled means cooked on a hot metal grill with no oil.
Grilled, healthy.
Fried means cooked in hot oil. Very tasty, a little less healthy.
Fried, tasty, but oily. So next time I can just say, grilled please. Simple answer.
Grilled, please. Or fried, please.
See, this is exactly why we need this episode.
Okay, your food arrives and the waiter says, enjoy your meal. What do you say?
Thank you.
Perfect. Simple and correct. A few minutes later, the waiter might ask, is everything okay? Or how is everything?
And you can say, yes, it's very good. Or a nicer word, delicious. It's delicious, thank you.
But what if there's a problem? Maybe your food is cold or it's simply the wrong dish.
This actually happened to me once. I ordered soup and they brought me salad.
What did you do?
I just ate the salad. I was too shy to say anything.
Many people do exactly this, but you really don't have to. You can say calmly, excuse me, I think there's a small mistake. I ordered soup, not salad.
Excuse me, I think there's a small mistake. I ordered soup, not salad. That sounds so calm and easy.
It is. The waiter will simply say sorry and fix it. No stress at all.
I really wish I knew the sentence before. I wanted that soup.
Okay, the meal is finished. You're happy and full. Now it's time to pay.
The scary part.
Not scary at all, actually very easy. First, you need the waiter's attention. You don't shout, you just look at them, maybe a small wave, and say, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Then you say, can I have the bill, please? In America, people also say check. Bill and check mean the same thing.
Can I have the bill, please?
Bill or check, same money, different word. And if you're with a friend and want to pay together, you can say, can we split the bill? Split means divide into 2 parts.
Can we split the bill, please?
And when you leave, you simply say, thank you, have a good day.
Warm and friendly. And that's it. A whole restaurant conversation. No pointing, no orange one.
No orange one ever again. Let's practice everything one more time, quickly together. Say each phrase with James.
Getting a table. A table for 2, please.
Asking for help. What do you recommend?
A food problem. I'm allergic to nuts.
Ordering. I would like the chicken, please.
Choosing. Grilled, please.
A compliment. It's delicious, thank you.
A small mistake. Excuse me, I think there's a small mistake.
And paying. Can I have the bill, please?
8 simple phrases, 1 confident restaurant visit, and 0 orange ones.
0 forever.
You know, Mia, there's actually one more small situation I forgot to mention. What happens if you want to order food to take home, not eat in the restaurant?
Good point. In that case, you can say, can I get this to go, please? In British English, people often say, can I get this takeaway, please?
To go or take away. Same idea, different word depending on where you are.
Exactly. And if you're not sure whether a restaurant even offers that, you can simply ask, do you do takeaway? Or is this available to go?
Is this available to go? That's a good one. I've definitely needed that phrase before, especially when I'm in a hurry.
We all have. And one more small but very useful phrase. If the restaurant is loud and you can't hear the waiter clearly, it's completely fine to say, sorry, could you say that again, please?
Sorry, could you say that again, please? That phrase alone has probably saved me from 10 more orange one moments.
It's a wonderful phrase, honestly. Native speakers use it all the time too, so there's no reason to feel embarrassed asking someone to repeat something. Honestly, James, I shouldn't laugh too much at your stories because I have one too.
Oh, this I need to hear.
A few years ago, a waiter asked me, "Would you like anything else?" And for some reason, my brain completely froze, and I just said, "No, I'm fine, thank you, you too."
You told the waiter you too?
I told the waiter, "You too," like he had just wished me a nice day, and I was wishing it back. He looked so confused.
That's almost worse than the orange one.
It might be, but it taught me something important. Even a small wrong sentence isn't a disaster. He just smiled and walked away. Nobody remembers your mistake as much as you do.
That's actually really comforting, honestly.
It's true for language learning in general, not just restaurants. The fear of a mistake is usually much bigger than the mistake itself.
Mia, I have to be honest. Even after all this, sometimes I still feel a little nervous ordering in a new place, especially somewhere really fancy.
That's completely normal, James. Nobody sounds perfect every time, even people who speak English every day. The goal isn't perfect English, it's just being able to say what you need calmly.
That's a kind way to put it. Not perfect, just clear.
Exactly. And every time you use one of these phrases, even a small one, you're building real confidence, one sentence at a time. Before we move on, let's play a very quick game with our listeners. I'll describe a small restaurant situation, and James, you tell us, what would you say?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Situation 1. The waiter brings your coffee, but it's completely cold. What do you say?
Excuse me, I think there's a small mistake. My coffee is cold.
Perfect answer. Situation 2. You finished eating, you're happy, and now you want the bill.
Excuse me, can I have the bill, please?
Exactly right. Situation 3, a harder one. The waiter recommends a dish, but you don't understand one of the words they used.
Sorry, could you say that again, please? Or maybe, what is that, please?
Both work perfectly. See, James, you already know more than you think.
I think I do, actually. It's strange how much easier this feels once you just have the right sentences ready.
That's exactly the point. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need a few reliable phrases you can trust.
Mia, can we talk about something a little confusing for a lot of learners? Tipping.
Oh, that's a great topic. So a tip is extra money you give the waiter on top of the bill, usually to say thank you for good service.
And this is different in every country, right?
Very different. In the United States, for example, people often tip around 15 to 20% of the bill. In other countries, tipping is smaller or sometimes it's not expected at all.
So what should someone actually do if they're not sure?
A simple, safe question is service included? This means, is the tip already added to the bill?
Is service included? I like that. It removes all the guessing.
Exactly. And if it isn't included, and you did enjoy the meal, you can just say, "Thank you, this is for you," while leaving a little extra money on the table.
Thank you. This is for you. Simple, polite, no stress.
No stress at all. That's really the whole idea behind today's episode. Now it's time for my favorite part. Let's explore some useful vocabulary from today's conversation.
I'm ready.
Our first word is reservation. It means a table that is already booked for you before you arrive. For example, we have a reservation for 7 o'clock.
Our second word is recommend. It means to suggest something you think is good. For example, what do you recommend on the menu tonight?
Our third word is allergic. It means something makes you sick if you eat it. For example, I'm allergic to nuts, so I can't eat this dish.
Our fourth word is delicious. It means food tastes really, really good. For example, this soup is absolutely delicious.
And our fifth word is split, as in split the bill. To divide something, usually money, into equal parts. For example, let's split the bill between the 4 of us.
Let's put all 5 words together. Before your reservation, ask what the waiter would recommend, mention if you're allergic to anything, enjoy your delicious meal, and at the end, decide together if you want to split the bill.
I think that might be the most useful sentence we've made on this podcast.
Mia, can I ask about one more situation? What if the portion is just too big? Like way too much food for one person?
That happens a lot, actually, especially in the United States. You can simply say, "Could I get a smaller portion, please?" Or if it's already on the table, "Could I get a box for the rest, please?"
A box.
Yes, in America, people often take extra food home in a small box. Some people call it a doggy bag, which is a funny old expression, but a box, please, works perfectly everywhere.
Could I get a box for the rest, please? I actually need this phrase. I always order too much.
Me too, honestly. There's no shame in it. Restaurants deal with this every single day.
And what if the food was really genuinely amazing? Is there a nice way to say that directly to the chef?
There is. You can tell the waiter, "Please tell the chef this was wonderful." Or simply, "Compliments to the chef."
Compliments to the chef. That sounds so elegant.
It is, and chefs really do appreciate hearing it. It rarely reaches the kitchen unless a customer actually says it.
I'm definitely using that next time. It's such a small sentence, but it probably makes someone's whole day.
Exactly. And that's really what today's episode is about. Small sentences, said with a little confidence, can completely change an experience for you and for the people serving you. One last situation before we finish. Sometimes you're at a restaurant with a big group, maybe 6 or 7 people, and everyone ordered something different.
Oh, that sounds complicated. What do you even say then?
It's simpler than it sounds. You can ask the waiter, "Could we get separate bills, please?" That means each person pays only for their own food.
Could we get separate bills, please? That's actually really useful. I've been in that exact situation and just paid for everyone by accident.
That happens more than you'd think. Or if everyone agrees to share the cost equally, you already know the phrase, "Can we split the bill?"
Right, we learned that one earlier, so now we have two options, split it equally or pay separately.
Exactly. And now you can choose whichever one fits the group.
I feel like I could actually walk into any restaurant in the world now and be totally fine.
That's the goal. Not perfect English, just enough confidence to order, ask questions, and enjoy your meal. So here's a small question for you to think about. What is one restaurant phrase from today that you'll actually use next time you go out to eat?
You don't have to answer out loud, just think about it for a moment.
And if you'd like to share it with us, leave a comment below and tell us. Imagine the waiter asks, "Are you ready to order?" What do you say? Start with "I would like" and tell us your favorite food, real or dream food, anything you want.
We'll read your comments, we always do. And tell us, have you ever had a funny moment at a restaurant, like my orange one story? We want to hear it. I can't be the only one.
If this episode helped you feel more confident, please subscribe to English Talk Sessions so you never miss out on more honest conversations, useful vocabulary, and a little motivation along the way.
Next time you go to a restaurant, you'll know exactly what to say.
I'm Mia.
And I'm James.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking with confidence. Your English goal is closer than you think. Take care.